Welcome back. This video we are going to be talking about the CYU discussions, and I will post it here if you see that on my screen. I'll post a video here soon to offer more clarification. That's what this video is. So our first CYU discussion is for sections 1.3 and 1.4. You can find this in the module. So in the last video I kind of showed you where this assignment was, but it's in module 1. So this takes you back to, I'll say, kind of the syllabus section where it talks about what the CYUs are. This will talk through the goals. I do really want to emphasize your attempts do not have to be correct. When you're working on practice problems, part of learning, and I'm gonna I have a PhD in math and statistics, but I do research in college student math student learning, like how you learn math and what goes on in your brain. And one thing that is absolutely necessary is that you have to make mistakes in order to learn. Like, your brain doesn't grow unless you're making mistakes. And so I don't want you to feel like in these CYU assignments that you have to be correct. You don't have to, it's not about accuracy. It's about genuinely putting forth an effort about how you're thinking about the content, what you're noticing, what questions you have, etc. I do want to point out / remind you that this is a discussion, so you will be able to see your classmates' answers, and they will be able to see yours. And when I say answers, I'm going to be very careful with that. What I really mean is your attempts. So what you will notice kind of in the language here is that I'm asking you to post attempts for problems. I am not asking you to post solutions for problems. In fact, the majority of the problems that I am assigning, their solutions are completely linked. So I don't want to say I don't care about you getting the right answer. Of course, that's important to some extent. But in the process of learning, I care about your thinking and about you making mistakes along the way and learning from other people. So I really want that to be a focus of these discussions. So I'm just emphasizing that. You can read through here to make sure that that's clear to you. But I wanted to verbally explain all of that. Okay. So as we continue down, so you will be posting 2 different posts because you will be working on 2 different problems. In my last video, I explained some people might think of this as like homework assignments, for example, but I want to be very careful with that. We associate homework typically with like a lot of problems for one section and things like that. You're working on 2 problems per CYU. So I want you to really think about what that doesn't mean, scoot through the problem as fast as possible and post it. We're only doing 2 because I want you to spend a genuine amount of time thinking about that problem and putting effort into your attempt that you're posting for your classmates to see. And for me to evaluate, of course, to offer feedback for your thinking, but that's okay. So you'll be posting 2 different posts, 1 for each problem. And then you will be commenting back to at least 1 peer. I want to be very clear. And I say this, it sounds harsh, but I don't mean it that way. If you are only commenting on oh, your work looks nice, or I really like how you organize that, that will not earn you points for your reply to peers. I think that's great. You can sandwich comments with that. I'm not saying don't compliment people on how they do things, but your actual reply that I am evaluating needs to be either, I'll say, constructive or content-based, asking a question, answering a question. Sometimes you'll see students will post a question and there's like, please help me with this problem. I have no idea what I'm doing. Offer an answer for that. That counts as a reply. So please, it needs to be meaningful. I'm not looking for super surface level type of comments. Okay, and then you can see the rubric for this if you come up here and then click on these kind of, some people call it like the snowman thing. And then you can go to show rubric, and this will show you how you're being evaluated on these CYUs. Okay, scrolling back down now. So I want to show you where these are coming from and where you can even find the solutions to these problems. So these are the 2 problems that are assigned for our first CYU, number 11 and number 16. So you find these by going, I will link here the textbook and literally the page where these problems are coming from. So if we click on this textbook, again, number 11 and number 16. So this is the practice section of chapter 1. So the practice section has practice problems for the entire chapter. So all of our, I'll say the majority of our CYU problems are coming from the practice sections of our textbook. So here again, we're looking at number 11. So here, Table 1.1 contains the total number of deaths worldwide as a result of earthquakes over a 13-year period. So here's information, and then you answer these questions about that information. So that's number 11. And then number 16 is this one. So you complete the tables using this data. And again, please read this information about the data. But so you're organizing that information into tables. So coming back to the CYU, you're not just posting attempts for a solution and that's it. Like, I don't want to just see numbers. This needs to be like, this is how I thought about this problem. This is why I did it this way. Again, imagine you're literally explaining this to a classmate, because you are. You're posting it in a discussion because you're explaining it to each other, or trying to explain it, or asking questions if you're confused about what's going on in the problem. So really, really, really think about this space as, I'm really hoping, a safe space for you to make mistakes, to ask questions, to learn from each other. I really want to remove, I'll say, the pressure of getting something right immediately as we're learning it, because that's not how math works and how learning works. So, okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going on my rant now about learning and how I want you to make mistakes, but it's almost a 7-minute video. So that's it for the CYUs. I will post this video up here and probably in several CYUs just so that you have reference to it several times. Oh, sorry, last thing. You will have to post before you see people's responses. That is not meant to be punishment. That's meant to, I'll say, discourage you from taking someone's kind of thinking and letting it influence the way you're seeing the problem, because I really, really want you to post the way you're seeing the problem before you see the way other people are seeing it. It's really important for our brains to do that. So, okay. Anyway, that's it. See you in the next one.